Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play Lobotomy Corporation. In the last episode, we got through day 31, and didn't have to retry this time, because the Tin Man didn't kill another person. We've unlocked a little bit more about the Golden Egg Girl, and I know a little bit more about her because I had extra PE boxes lying around, so we'll talk about that when we get to the deployment screen. We learned everything there was to know about the new tool we picked up as well. And we ended the day grabbing another WoW, it turns out. Today is going to be a very interesting day for us, because we're going to be doing Netzok's core suppression, and assuming we're successful, it will be my very first time attempting to restore the game back to a memory imprint. Let's get to the deployment screen, and we can begin talking about the things we discovered yesterday, and then I can babble a bit about what it means to restore your game to a memory imprint, based upon the things I have heard. Because the way the game, I was very concerned about what you get to keep when you restore back to certain points. Because there's 3 different ways you can load the game, right? We have retry day, restore from a memory imprint, and go back to day 1. But getting ahead of myself, let's go ahead first and talk about the things that we have picked up yesterday. So first off is our tool, Notes from a Crazed Researcher. This is an amazing tool because it is fun. It's balanced, as all things should be. This is similar to the Heart of Aspiration in many ways. When you pick it up, you can't put it back. If you put it back within 30 seconds of picking it up, well, your character detonates. That's just like the Heart of Aspiration. You can't pick it up and put it back right away. Like the Heart of Aspiration, also, there is a requirement that when you pick it up, you must put it to some use, or it will kill you as well. In this case, you must work with an abnormality in a containment unit in order to place it back without dying. So keep those 2 things in mind. Have to work with an abnormality, have to wait 30 seconds before you put it back as well. You can't just run. If this was near a Zion, and you finish your work in 20 seconds, and you put it back at 28 seconds, it still kills you. Like the Heart of Aspiration, it improves a stat. This improves your Temperance stat by, looks like 25 points. The Heart of Aspiration, I think, is Prudence and Fortitude by, I think, 15 or 12, or maybe 10 points for them. Really useful, and I'm very glad it is near our Golden Girl. So, off screen, I didn't realize when I ended the video that I had unique PE boxes sitting around unspent. We had 33 when I ended the day yesterday after working with her. So, well, I decided to take a peek at her name and stuff over here, and she is a magical girl, is what it says. That's interesting. I didn't think she was a magical girl. The magical girl I'm familiar with is a anime girl with a heart staff who is amazing and terrifying. And if she shows up, I absolutely have to have her in my department. We have to have her. But this is a magical girl as well, apparently. I suspect that this works a little bit like a wee witch, in that the name will change, but I have fully researched everything there is to know about her. Because I know the magical girl I'm thinking of is actually called the Queen of Hatred. So she probably has a different name as well. I decided to permanently, though, keep the abnormality escape information, because I was really curious about this. She only has a Quillcloth counter of 1. That's pretty terrifying for a WoW. Especially one where if the work result is normal or bad, there's a chance this lowers. I think normal is like 40 or 50%, and bad is like 80 or 85% chance that this lowers. We are absolutely, at some point, going to have a normal work result with her. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's absolutely going to happen. So, I need to be really careful. We learned that her fighting behavior is a bit different. I don't understand this very much. It sounds like she's some sort of like, maybe it worked. Okay, she's in a giant egg. So maybe it's like that one video game with like the little the little creature's rolling this ball around, and everything gets, like, sucked into it. And your objective is to, like, eventually pick up, like, buildings and add them to that ball. I have no clue what it was called. An old roommate of mine loved playing it. I was like, this is insane. You're picking up cows and then cars and stuff like that. I forget what it was called, and I'm babbling too much about it. But maybe she works like that. She gets out, she rolls that ball around, and picks up everything in front of her and just kills it, is my guess. Because this sounds like she goes in one direction only when she's moving. So we gotta hit her from behind, is my guess. Hopefully she can't just turn around either, or it's gonna be really chaotic for me dealing with her. And as for the Tin Man, we learned a great deal about him. We haven't quite finished him yet, as I unplug my earphones by accident. Work assignments are interesting. He's very similar to the Scarecrow Searching Wisdom, in that the work he's really good at doing either frees, in this case, it doesn't free him, but it lowers his Quillcloth counter. I'm surprised the Scarecrow doesn't work exactly the same way, to be honest. Where if you have, his Quillcloth counter lowers to 0 if someone with Insight walks in, then he immediately sucks the brains out of the next person. But, okay, whatever. In any case, we made someone specifically to work with the Tin Man. We have Trimus, who is going to have a 2 temperance for a long time. Yep, that's it. 2 temperance for a long, long time. And also, at the end of the last episode, we picked up a WoW. I'm guessing it's a WoW because I see 20s here, and the text for it didn't match any of the text for the Alfs that I have written down. So, it's got to be a WoW. But it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter whatever this is, because now I'm going to talk about memory imprints a bit. Okay, just had to save that part off. So, memory imprints. You've seen us now retry days. I think we've done 2 or 3 of them. Off screen, I've done it tons of times in order just to save my EGO list assignments and when I've assigned people to certain places. But the way the retry a day works is that, as you've seen, it restores the entirety of your facility, all the LOB points and EGO equipment that you assigned, and if you spent any PE boxes on this screen, right before you hit begin management, I said right when you hit begin management, a snapshot of whatever you have currently here, your LOB points, EGO list, the PE boxes on your abnormalities, all that is immediately saved, and when you retry the day, you're restored to that point. I think the way the memory imprints work is a little different. We go back to day 31, and it will be the beginning of day 31. So before I hired those 2 new people to die, for example, I don't think we'll have them in our department, because we did that before I began management, not at the beginning of day 31. And I don't think us retrying day 31 reset the memory imprint at all. Any person that was dead will be restored. Anyone new that we hired in between the memory imprint and when we go back to it is lost. Any skill ups that my people gained are also lost, obviously. Any EGO equipment that I might have lost because someone died and then I went back to the memory imprint is also lost. We lose it. We won't have it when we go back to day 31 from what I have read. People's gifts and their level ups are also lost back to day 31. But I think any of your EGO purchases and any information you spend PE boxes on for abnormalities, as well as what you've learned about abnormalities, is kept permanently, even though you go back to day 31. So, for example, we will actually know everything about this tool, having researched it yesterday, day 31, but we get to keep it. And the same thing with what we've unlocked so far about the Tin Man and the magical girl here, Golden Egg Girl. We get to keep all that information as well. Useful. Very useful. I can see that this is, in particular, useful for you to get an abnormality, research it, realize that you really, really don't like it, reset back to get rid of it out of your department after having fully researched it so that you can get the true ending. Because you need to research every single thing in the entire Lobotomy Corporation game 100%, in addition to completing all core suppressions to get it, from what I have read. So in any case, if we are successful at Zach's core suppression, I intend to go to day 32, and then reset back to day 31, and we'll see together how that works. Alright, and let me save this part off. I'll quit the game to give us a few extra minutes before we get started, and then we'll start that Zach's core suppression, everyone. Give me a few seconds. Alright, everyone. Let's go ahead and do it. Reach Kuploth Meltdown level 6 and meet the energy quota. An error with the healing and recovery systems is detected. Alright, so I'm thinking 3 things it could be, if not all of them, as we get the other meltdown levels begin increasing. Number 1, it heals slower. Like, the regenerator rooms tick up really slowly. But I kind of don't believe that would be the case, because it just occurs to me now that a true gamer like me would just, if it took 5 minutes for the regenerator room to tick once, I just walk away and just let the game run for 3 hours and come back for all my people are healed. So it's probably not slower. It might heal less. But even then, I don't know if I don't know, because I would normally have no problem just, like, walking away and letting the game run for 30 minutes until everyone's healed. So it's probably not that either. Maybe it is those, though. It could also be the regenerator rooms just don't heal us at all, or maybe they actually hurt us. Oh, that will be interesting. Alright, we'll have to watch what happens, but I'm suspicious of the regenerator rooms. That also would make a lot of sense, considering that the safety team's department functions are increased healing, and this would be the opposite. It would be decreased healing and or damages you with increasing amounts depending upon if what meltdown it is. Oh god, it's gonna be awful if that's the case. All right, well, let me go on silent, everyone, and begin the core suppression. I'm also going to cut this part off really quick. Actually, no, I won't. Let's go ahead and start. Man, oh, Netzach, what the heck? Oh, has all this ooze coming out of him like pus. This probably represents all the enkephalin he has injected into himself in an attempt to kill himself. Oh man, Netzach, I can imagine when they were testing Cogito on you, you must have been in a lot of pain and wanted to die, but maybe they wouldn't let you. Oh, that's so awful. Poor Netzach. Poor all the Sephiroth. They've been through a lot. Over here, everyone, this is our new abnormality. So we hear the sound of chimes, which apparently is coming from the dismembered hands that are strung around it. And it's sitting on like a flower pot made of skulls or ghost faces, and the top of it looks like some sort of mushroom to me. It's really weird looking, and I'm super glad that something like this exists because it's so strange. I had got no clue what on earth I would need to do work with this at the moment, and my plan is just to ignore this today. We should also try to read some of the green lines, by the way, that's coming up here. What does it say? Why do you want to continue to prolonging these undesired lives? Why must I wake up and do all the garbage? No one is actually safe here. You know that the safety team is just for show, right? Why would you continue prolonging these undesirable lives? What do you expect to see at the end of all of this? Ooh, poor Netzach. Wow. Just depressed. moment I woke up here again, I met you. You, whom I never wanted to ever see again. Oh. So, that also makes it sound like the Sephiroth do indeed get created with the memories of very specific people. God, the poor twin for Tippereth then. What the heck is happening to him? We're killing him over and over and over again. Alright, well, that does it, everyone. So, with the looking around, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, and you know what? Hold on. We've been talking for a few minutes, and we're looking at people, and no one looks like they're injured. So that's good. At least here about the level 1, it's not hurting us. Alright, let's get people assigned. And you know what? Maybe I will just talk this entire time. Alright, so let's get started. So, who's up first? Andy Rosebrook. You are working. And I guess, do I want this on screen? No, I'll cut this, everyone. I will be right back. Alright. And I think now I'm finally able to speak while I'm watching this with you guys. I actually thought I was unmuted for this episode, because I intended to talk for the whole thing, but I think I realize it about another 15 minutes from now that I am in fact muted and decide to quickly mention it and then keep on going. Which is with the, I'm going to be muted. You guys care. I don't know why I said that. Alright, so I'm probably watching bum number 1 right now to see what happens to their life when this ticks. I'm looking for the heal icons. Because even if they're at full life, we still get the heal icons, and I didn't see any. So, we're not losing life, but it looks like the regenerators aren't doing anything. So, I'm guessing we, at the very least, have to do the day without any healing. That's going to make this super important that we get the right people assigned to do these tasks with these abnormalities, because we need to make sure that they take as little damage as possible. We've got another, what, 5 countdown, meltdown levels to get through. Or Kripaloth levels to get through. It also means no mugging business. I can't, like, do Snow Queen and send someone in there to try to get her kisses, because you have to had a bad work result, and that means a lot of white damage gets done. And if we're not healing white damage, that's really super bad. I think I'm also curious at this point if it's all healing in the game is currently disabled or just the regenerator rooms. I'm thinking it's just the regenerator rooms at this moment, because that wouldn't make any sense as to why Netzach would be able to influence the abnormalities. Unless when an abnormality, when a Sephiroth has one of these meltdowns, it's a system-wide thing, which even affects the abnormalities because it's so powerful. And as you can see, like that Sene is already doing work with Knight of Despair, because I want him having that buff. I'm double checking what Golden Girl likes to work with, and we'll have you work with her Destruction 42K. I think my plan was to do this as a normal work day, even though, like, by that I mean everyone does their job as if it was normal. I try to improve stats just like I normally would. However, I do intend to go back in time at the end of this episode. Super glad we have Snow Queen and Letitia, who we have fantastic chances to successfully work with today to get us all the PE boxes that we need. Lost Fremen. I'm so sorry, Lost Fremen. I really should be doing... Well, you're designed to work with Scarecrow Seeking Wisdom with that 2 prudence of yours. I feel kind of guilty, because I don't really want to keep any of my viewer-named agents with a low level. I want all of them being max level on everything, so I can use them in combat later on. But, oh man, we need someone to work with Scarecrow Seeking Wisdom, so it's you at this moment. I'll probably hire someone new to work with it, probably 2 episodes or so from now. Yep, checking that work success, that's the most important thing. And again, I want to do a little work with all our WoWs. We get to keep, I think, the PE boxes if we do reset time, assuming we're successful at this core suppression today. And I'm obsessed with getting work done, again, with all of my WoWs and HEs, I suppose, at this moment. Because, again, if we lose someone, I want to be able to repurchase everything that that abnormality had, equipment-wise, immediately. I want to learn everything there is to know about the Tin Man, so that means we gotta go in there with Trivis. He's gonna take damage. It doesn't matter. I'm probably also looking at his temperance, thinking, can I actually take the notes of a crazed researcher? And I don't think I can without that accidentally bumping his temperance to level 3, which means he can't actually work with the Tin Man without lowering his co-block counter. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because then if his containment unit goes on meltdown, I'm pretty sure he escapes and we can beat him up. But it'd be far faster to just work with it, even with the reduced chance of success. Oh, bum number 1, okay, bum number 1 lost a little bit of life, sanity. I think, okay, I'm going to verify if any healing happens by watching, watching that little bit of sanity loss and see if it recovers. Oh, and Knight That Say Nay took a little bit of damage, and we absolutely, Knight That Say Nay has been in this generator room for a little bit. And Helmet Hair, you're blocking his meter. He did not heal his sanity. The meter did indeed tick once, so we're at the very least not recovering any sanity today. Lost Ferment didn't recover any sanity. JZ is still wounded, so that answers my question. The regenerator rooms are not functioning. Yeah, might as well put some work in with Bruno, with the Fragment of the Universe. I don't like working with Fragment of the Universe very well, very much. Oh, Yin. Do I want to work with Yin today? Oh, Dia, I completely forgot about the heart. Let's take the heart with you. We're about to get a meltdown, Tim. When whatchamacallit walks in with Fragment of the Universe. Spider-Bud? Oh, I still want people apparently in the regenerator rooms. Just, I want to be able to locate where they go when they're done working with abnormalities, so I know where they go to select them to have them work with a different one. Oh, okay, and Combo Breaker is going to see if we can regenerate hit points after working with Fairy Festival. Okay, and what did that do? It always gets worse, whatever the gimmick is for the day, when we have a new... when we have the meltdowns occur on 2 and 4. So I'm imagining now we take damage in the regenerator rooms, but I want to know if that is indeed the case. So I'm going to be leaving my people in here. But I'm also thinking that the clerks will probably end up dying in every room if the regenerator rooms do damage to people. And of course, you know, I don't remember I have these bullets. So I'm not going to use execution bullets because I don't remember I have them. I'm so sorry again about that, everyone. I didn't start the game with them, and it wasn't until like day 20 that we, or day 25, it was day 20 that we actually got them. So I never remember they're there, and it's gonna be a theme I really feel going forward. I thought I wasn't muted this entire time, everyone, but I am muted. So now we might as well do the rest of it while I am still muted. So yeah. That's awkward. Thanks for sharing that, Tim. No one cares about that but you. That was me reminding myself of that just in case I was recording and didn't realize I was talking in the game, which is impossible because I have ears and they work. So I think I was frustrated because that's probably reminding me as I'm playing the game that there's no reason for me to talk out loud now to myself. Alright, Destruction, you now have notes of a crazy researcher, or you put it back? You put it back. Okay. David C., you're next. David C. and Destruction, both of you are wearing WoW suits of armor that grant 0.5 damage reduction to red. So you are both great to send in to work with Golden Egg Girl. Yeah, David C will try to flirt with her a little bit. Get some attachment work. Okay, so I guess I could talk a little bit about some of the things I know, having finished this. So, I don't think I realized yet that I have actually been healed. Netzach, when the Wave 2 and 3 when Wave 2 and 4 happen, at least, it doesn't actually penalize you, it helps you. Everyone in the entire facility is healed when at least those 2 meltdowns occur. And overall, this day was one of the easier days to make an attempt, or sorry, one of the easier core suppressions to make an attempt on because of that healing. I really feel like Netzach shouldn't have healed us at all today. It should have been no healing for the entirety of the day. And during those waves, everyone should have lost like maybe 10% of their of their current hit points and sanity levels. I think that would have been a fantastic penalty to work with. And I think that the abnormalities should have still healed you if you had abnormalities that did do healing. But maybe there's an abnormality or a tool that heals you just for interacting with it, and thus it's pointless to make that type of penalty with this core suppression, because people would just, you know, send everyone in there to work with whatever that tool was. And entering a room with a tool does not increase the meltdown level. It's only working with actual monsters. Or rather, an abnormality which you can assign different types of work to. We need people to die, so people have to go to... We can change anything. I'm so sorry, not long for this world, but you're really not long for this world. We need to know everything about We Can Change Anything. Alright, there you go. No one's working with Yin yet. Yin's a tricky one, because we've only got like a 65 or 63% chance to successfully work with him during the day. And so I don't want to take all that... It's black damage Yin does, I think. What type of damage does Yin do? Yep, it's black. 46 points of damage. You know, I'll have to show you guys the insane things I have done to help me keep track of who's doing what and what is where, what damage types they do, and so on in this game. Maybe at the beginning... I haven't recorded the next episode yet, so I think at the beginning of the next episode, or at the end of it, I will put on my webcam to show you what it is I do around here. You guys will be amazed at how OCD I am in regards to it. Trimus, you're not hurt. Yep, we got it. Oh, okay. And what I'm probably thinking here, Warm-Hearted Woodsman is its name. I thought it was Tin Man. Okay, well, now I know. I mean, well, I know because I've recorded this part already. Nice, yes, I like seeing that. An HE red dealing weapon. 15 through 21 damage? That's nice. I want as many of those axes as I can get. We don't have very many high-level red dealing weapons. What the heck? Right, the King of Greed. An interesting name that she has. Oh, the dress looks very pretty from that picture, too. It has the same sparkly images on it that the egg itself has. That is a ALF weapon. That's an ALF weapon. That's amazing. 5 through 6. Well, okay. Very fast speed, very short range, and 5 to 6 damage. So it's not the most damaging weapon, but it will inflict increased damage to everything we've got currently in our corporation. We're gonna want it, and we're gonna want the armor she has as well. It's more WoW armor. Well, we need it. We can change anything, just... Alright, we got the Green Dawn, and we have a Red Noon immediately as the next event. Lost Fremen? Oh, Lost Fremen? Why am I sending you up there? You're not wearing armor to deal with that. Yeah, Adorkable says, I got this, as the Green Dawn is in her hallway. I scattered, so the Green Dawn is no longer that frightening to me. I have plenty of people able to handle it. Most of my, even mid-levels, now have equipment that able to handle this fight. I like to say Home has 88 hit points, so he'll be fine against that Red Dawn. But I do want to kill them quickly, because I don't want them killing very many clerks. I would like to finish this day without, like, Clouded Monk escaping. Because he does a lot of damage. And I'm probably going to forget I have bullets. Len Soulhacker, you head down there. Mr. Stoultons can head down there. The armor he's got is greatly reduced red damage. I can head down there. I apparently want to shoot my crossbow at range. Even though the Red Dawn in that little chamber. We need someone else working with We Can Change Anything. And I think I realized that We Can Change Anything's all done. I think. With 4. But I hired 2 people to die. So another one's going in there to die. Okay, yep. That's me noticing that a red noon is coming up immediately after the green dawn. We learned earlier that the red noon only has like 1 spawn for the entire corporation, which is really, really weird. Good job, guys. My thoughts probably with Lost Fremen is that with Scarecrow Seeking Wisdom, he does white damage, the Scarecrow. So I don't have to care that he took a little bit of health damage there. Adorkable. Nice! Excellent work, Adorkable. Thank you. Yeah, Master Rival goes in for more insight work. We need more PE boxes. We're almost halfway to our maximum. I really like watching the combats occur, because I don't get to watch them that often while I'm playing. I'm too busy thinking about what needs to happen next. Letitia's black damage, Tim. Right? She's black damage? She is. 2 through 4, but we'll be okay. Okay, or maybe we're not. Okay, good. Good. Good on you, Tim. Yep, assign Andy Rosebrook to that instead. I can see Clouded Monk's Quillcloth counter is still 3. We have another... Yep, we got another one of those guys left. But number 1, not the best armor to fight that with. Where am I, by the way? I'm in that elevator, of course, not doing anything. Yep, go up there. While you're up there, Tim, why don't you remember to use bullets? Remember bullets? I remember bullets when I'm watching the game, but when I'm playing, there's too much going on. Good work, guys. Nice, save the clerk. Good job, guys. Doubt's done. Halfway to our goal for energy. We have a trumpet going off, and I'm confused as to what's happening. What escaped is what's going through my mind right now. What escaped? Or who else died? And I don't yet realize that the trumpet's going off because we just had the ordeals, and I set 2 people in to work with We Can Change Anything right away. Like, one person went in, died, the ordeal happened, someone else went in, died. And now I'm looking at, like, who died? Is anyone insane? Not long for this world, another one. And then I realized, oh, okay, the trumpet occurred because We Can Change Anything just killed 2 people. And they were level 4s. 2 level 4s died. Sorry, very important drinking soda. Does it truly mean... Oh, I can't read the text because of the screen filter. Interesting music going on here. Sounds like something that, like, the Orb or Orbital would have made. The Orb, I think, Tim. An old... Wow. An old... Techno... Old? A techno band I used to listen to. Band? Doing work with Dreaming Current. It'll be the first work we do with Dreaming Current today. 68, 62%. Yeah, we need to advance that counter, and we need another, like, 380 PE boxes. So we gotta do work with these abnormalities. Who had the research notes? I think it was David C. Oh, Chris, am I sending you in to do some work with these? With her? I guess I might be. You're wearing decent armor. It's HE armor. Haha. I don't remember who did work with the King of Greed last time. So I want to double check. David C. begins their work. I saw it, and okay. Hey, everyone, I can't remember if I assigned someone to work with King of Greed. What an interesting name for her. So I'm checking really quick to see if I see David C.'s name show up here. It did, Tim. By the way, we got that trumpet because 2 people died till we can change anything. That's what happened there. I thought we got an anomaly escaped. But everything is perfectly fine. Nothing's escaped. No one's lost their minds. No one's imprisoned. There's no issues from what I can see. Yeah, so I just need to see if... Did I assign... You did. David C. Okay, so David C. did do work with the King of Greed. So I'm going to have him return the research paper. I guess it doesn't matter. Because I'm going to do imprint day. Oh, okay. Chris Bataille, I'm going to have you come up here now to guard that one hallway. Alright, and I'm going silent again, everyone. My thought there was probably that even if David C. dies, we just return to imprint day. And everything, like, we'll get him back. It's no problem. And we'll still get credit for this day. But I should always remember that if David C. dies, he takes the equipment he had assigned to him with him. And as fun as it would be to watch him detonate when he's got those research notes, I haven't yet seen how much damage it does. And it might do damage to everything in the entire facility. So we need to be careful. Getting people to work with Lady facing the wall. That was so cool yesterday, by the way, when she actually made someone terrified because of the decreased stats, temperance level 1 working with her. I completely forgot about that. The way her neck extends and she twists it to stare back at the person as they were leaving the room is that's fantastic. The next time, by the way, that we lose someone like Dia, for example, to Tin Man, or like something bad happens, I should totally just immediately say, especially if we're going to retry today, let's watch a bunch of bad things happen and see how do I deal with these situations? Because we haven't seen Yin Yang break out yet. I haven't seen Dreaming Current break out yet. I would want to see the King of Greed break out. I would want to see how the research notes destroy someone. Heart of Aspiration. So we're going to probably do that next time that we lose someone. Okay, getting ready for the Red Noon. We learned last time we fought one that we get just one, clown chimera running around. Chimera. And then a bunch of small clowns after that. It's so easy to deal with it. I really feel like there needs to be 2 or 3 of those clowns for the noon, not just one of them. To make it as dangerous as, say, the Green Noon. The Green Noon is by far and away the worst one of these things yet. You get 1 Green Noon per active corporation. That's just nuts. And 2 for Central Command. So what is that? That's 7, 8? 8 of them we have to kill. And they just go through clerks quickly. Even the Purple Noon isn't as bad as them. You have to be quick to deal with the Purple Noon, and it kills a bunch of clerks when they spawn and try to kill everyone. But man, it's just annoying, the Green Noons. Okay, yep, we're getting ready for it. I need to know where it spawns. I hear the music. That's Letitia, though. That's not Teresa. Or Theresa. Is anyone working with King of Greed? Our Baron's still wounded. Oh, getting ready for the Red Noon. Everyone's going to different hallways, so I have someone ready to tank it when it shows up. Oh, right. And because we know we get the little clowns, I want people scattered. Because I want them in the hallways, ready to deal with the clowns as well. Especially in hallways where I have abnormalities that can escape from. It seems like they make a beeline to try to release abnormalities. Alright, there it is. Is it just one? I'm double checking again. Yep, they're on the way. You'll probably fight it in the elevator, Tim. But they're on the way. Did we get another one? We did not, everyone. I can tell you that now. There is no other Chimera. This is so weird how easy this new event is. I guess that you're technically fighting one of these, and then you have the Red Dawn, effectively, and maybe the developers thought that was rather difficult. But if you plan ahead for it, you're not going to be in any trouble. I mean, it's like that with everything in this game. It's all about planning ahead, making sure you know what you're doing for any given workday, and you accomplish those goals. Right? You do that for all the abnormalities that you work with. Understanding who's going to work with what and what work they're going to be doing with those abnormalities. And then it's planning, when you see the ordeal show up, you get people assigned to get ready to do those ordeals. They do red damage, Tim. What? Okay. It's going to attack clerks. Yeah, just send people in there. Use a bullet. Yes! Good to me. You at least remembered. Just in case people back there need it, we'll give them the bullet as well. Give them the bullet. We'll give them a red shielding bullet. Everyone looks like they're okay. No one's taking any significant damage. Yeah, that teleport is almost instantaneous when those little clowns vanish. Now I want everyone in different hallways to make sure we don't have anything that can escape. Okay, good job, guys. Yep, kill that clown quickly. We don't want it releasing Dreaming Current. Yep, we definitely don't want their fry shoots shooting a bullet randomly. He'll kill a bunch of us. Yep, we're stopping Tin Man from escaping. Or sorry, Warm-Hearted Woodsman. I think there's one in your hallway as well, Dorkable. I think I just missed seeing it. Alright, let's go watch a battle or two. I want some distance, so when this thing detonates, I don't take damage. Good, excellent work. Clear away from it. That's it, they're all dead. Again, being prepared for what you're about to encounter really makes a huge difference. I've heard this game, this one negative review of the game, and I can agree with it a bit. Describe this game as having the same amount of fun as wandering through like a beach filled with mines, a minefield. And it is like that. If you don't know where the mines are located and you don't know what to do to prepare for an event, a great deal of the difficulty of this comes from that. If you know where they are, though, then it's going through the motions to avoid the danger. And if you can do that rather well, then a great deal of the difficulty of the game goes away. But I still think the game's fun, even then, because you need to make sure you have a plan and you enact that plan correctly for any given day. And if you make even a single mistake, that could spiral to everything going wrong very quickly. If I, for example, take Yang, because there's a meltdown in that department, and I forget to put it back, that's awful. Because suddenly I have 2 wows to deal with. And if they kill a lot of people, that could release Clouded Monk. which makes it even worse for me. But, assuming we're successful with this core suppression, we'll never have to worry about Yang going on Meltdown. Because the Meltdowns will be disabled for Netzok's department. And I get the impression that this will be the case forever now for my game, unless I purge all of the information for it. If I go back to days 1 and purge all of the gathered information from the game, like I reset my save slot, then I would have to redo the core suppressions, do all the quests again, and so on. You know, a good amount of fun from even the core suppressions comes from the first time you do them, trying to figure out what it is that you need to deal with for the day. We still haven't done any work with Yin, but we shouldn't have any meltdowns in Hod's area. Oh, I think it was you, Destruction 42K, who pointed out that some core suppressions will re-enable the meltdowns on previously disabled departments. So I will need to keep that in mind going forward. So, speaking of meltdowns, we're going to have 8 total alarms going off when we hit the next tier. But we have reached the amount of energy that we needed. So all I need to do now is just send people into containment units. You know, I never thought about it that way. I could easily send a bunch of people up to work with our Teths and Zions for the remainder of the day if I wanted to. I'm still nervous, though, about well cheers. Because, again, we have never seen a bad work result with well cheers. And I'm pretty sure it's going to kill someone if they have a bad work result. Oh, I think I had Robert Baron work with the fairies, and I'm noticing that Robert Baron did not actually heal at all. Oh, good job, whoever did Spider-Butt last time. Alright, we have 8 meltdowns occurring. Alright, Lennon didn't take any damage while being in the regenerator room. So, all Netzok looks like he does is he disables the regenerator rooms entirely and heals you whenever a meltdown occurs, or at least on 2 and 4. Alright, Fragment and Letitia are on cooldown. Scarecrow's on cooldown. Has an alarm going off. Oh, the fry shoots. We can't let the fry shoots do that. Yep. Jason, you go in. Cloud Monk. So this is what I was worried about as well earlier when I was mentioning how the meltdowns being disabled for departments could be considered a bad thing, because all of our meltdowns are occurring in welfare, disciplinary, and central command team, which have some of the tougher abnormalities to work with. Yep, so much work with King Agreed. You've also got more information unlocked with King Agreed, Tim. You should spend those PE boxes. If you can. Actually, no, wait. We've spent all the PE boxes. We know everything about King Agreed. Did I send it? So, what I'm doing... So, the reason I'm doing this is because if I sent Destruction in to work with the King Agreed already, then I want him to return the papers and give them to someone else to work with King Agreed. But if I didn't do that, then Destruction should work with her. Okay, I'm going with Destruction. You know, did or didn't, Destruction has good armor on him. It's a good chance to succeed. We'll just send him in there. He'll probably survive, is what's going through my head. Waiting for Fragment of the Universe. Adorkable, am I sending you in there? I am. Okay, gotta wait 9 seconds. Send someone in to work with Letitia again. To my knowledge, to my knowledge. Right, so if an alarm actually occurs, we lose, I think it's 10% of our PE boxes. And if the abnormality could escape, it will. That's going to be absolutely acceptable to me for some tools that I never want to interact with. But for abnormalities, we should be prepared to send someone in to deal with that alarm. Again, Chris, I feel so bad for you because I'm not using you for combats anymore. The Der Freischutz equipment is a mixed blessing. It does a decent amount of black damage because it hurts everything. It's just too risky to have you in a combat with everyone else. The weapon is extremely long range, so you would also start firing even while I have other range people would run past you to get into position to start shooting. So it's just too risky. You gotta do the battles all on your lonesome. I think when we get some another ranged weapon that's decent, we'll swap you over to using that, and no one will use Der Freischutz's equipment. Get some more. Wait, did I say instinct work with lady facing the wall? That will be fine as long as it's just once. I'm not that interested in. I mean, we will purchase it, but I don't care about the warm-hearted woodsman's armor that much. Oh, nice. When did I purchase the weapon from her? I think I did. What's the armor? I don't remember. I think actually it was the armor. I think. This is an interesting game. I think I've mentioned it before, because normally in a real-time strategy game, all my people are doing damage, and not every one of them is taking damage. So I've always viewed doing damage as the more important thing to level first. Weaponry, not armor. But in this game, armor is actually more important, because most of your people are doing work with abnormalities. The ordeals are not that plentiful at the beginning of the game, even later in the game. And so armor is very important in this game, to have a decent, to have the right armor equipped, and to make sure everyone's got the best armor on them when the day starts. Ooh, I'm gonna have to use the bathroom, everyone. But we got less than 2 minutes. I'm gonna wait. I suppose I can say that we went through this day without losing a single person. This was the easiest core suppression day that I had to do. There was no significant issues whatsoever. I really do think this one should have been buffed. They should have made this a lot tougher to do. I don't know exactly how, but they should have done it. Combo breaker? What am I having you do? One minute left? 1 minute left, everyone. Yep, everyone's going into these containment units. The moment we hit the next meltdown level, it doesn't matter where anyone is, what work they're doing with which abnormalities, the day will end at that point. So thank you guys for watching this. I mean, we'll see what happens afterwards, of course. I hope you guys have liked this. I really like this game. It's fantastic. I'm just dreading when the pause is removed from me. But I get the impression we don't have the abnormalities yet, which does that to us. So it's not even a concern. It's not on my radar at the moment. It's something I have to worry about. One more person. Adorable, go ahead and end this day for us. Alright, everyone, just cut that part. That was easy. That was easy. I thought for sure we would lose life in the regenerators, but that never happened. So it just wasn't healing. But as long as you know who's working with which abnormalities and have armor set for them, you'll be okay. That should be tougher. It looked like you healed when the new meltdown level occurred. So, and everyone healed no matter where they were. I don't think I agree with that. I think I should have healed maybe half the damage they took. This way you would really be struggling to figure out who can work safely with which abnormality at level 5. Because by then you've dealt with 2 ordeals as well. We got super lucky with the red ordeal. That still needs to be stronger. The red noon. I mean, this game's probably not going to get any patches or balance changes at this point in, but man, one of those is just too easy. There needs to be 2 or 3 of those things running around, I feel. Anyway, we won. So, no one got promoted today. Well, work was a bit all over the place with who was doing what. But it worked out for us. 2 people dead. I was so confused, by the way. I think I talked about it earlier. When that first trumpet happened, I was like, oh my god, what escaped? And I was looking around to figure out what it was, right? Because we're not told what's up when an abnormality escapes during a course oppression. But nothing did. Yeah, it was just 2 people we killed, so we can learn more about we can change anything. That's all. Alright, so not bad. Let's proceed to the next day. We get a tool today, and it doesn't matter what tool it is, we're not keeping it. When the time comes, the train will chug down the tracks and sound its mighty horn. This is like the 8th time we've seen this, so I think we're taking the train. It literally makes itself into the safest place on Earth. And the prayer shall inevitably end with the eternal despair of his worshiper. That sounds like someone dies when they interact with that. So let's pick the train. It's not going to matter because right when we get to the deployments, I guess we'll take a look at whatever this is first. But we're going to revert back to the memory imprint. If Carmen was here, she laughed so hard at seeing the 2 of us talking like this. I mean, we've never really talked to each other. After all, I was here because I trusted Carmen, not you. I hope this will bring Carmen back to life. Oh, Netzach. We couldn't save her. It was the result that I had been expecting since the very start. I couldn't answer his last words because I didn't want to desolate the only hope he had left. That was my selfishness, believing that he would be at least happy in his fleeting dream he could not wake from, lying in restless sleep. So, I totally failed on that Encephalin experiment of mine, seeing that I'm facing you right now. I'll have to check out another way next time. Don't worry, I'm just kidding. Don't peep a word of this to Miss Angela or the other Sephiroth. I have a field day. I heard treatment is needed for a while because my parts were full of Encephalin. It'll probably be tough. Bit painful, too. To be honest, I didn't want to wake up ever again. It's been a while since I've had such a long sleep. But somewhere deep in my flickering consciousness, someone called out to me. That familiar yet unfamiliar voice said this. No, you cannot. Here, you must ask my permission for anything, even for death. And then you saved me. Opened my eyes once again to hear where we stand. Sadly. This place will never be safe. It's impossible, even if everyone tries. Well, there is something to get out of all this. It's to try and live. Even though life is full of pain, if I have to find and hold on to even the tiniest speck of possibility, if that's what you and the voice wished for, I can't help but give a shot at living up to your hopes, now can I? Hey, good Netzach. From the get-go, I had no respect for you. You know that? But for the first time, I think that maybe it was me who called you. You came to ruin me, but also to save me. I think we're both in a similar situation. We were both caught up in the karma of the past. I'm not the one who has changed. It's you, Manager. You're the one who's finally starting to see clearly. I remember you, A. You were a person with a warm smile. A. Oh, this is B. A. Why did you never go meet it even though you created it? But hey, surely you already know. Did you put in all that work for just a simple vending machine that dispenses soda at the press of a button? At the very least, you should give it a name. There is nothing I can do even if you put on an expression like that. It's an unspoken rule that the creator names their creation. Yeah, I name all my computers. Don't dump your job on someone else. You're the designer. Go ahead and tell the machine its name. There, the door over there. Oh, no! No! Oh! Oh, you're kidding me. Oh! We have to learn about the Tipperith twins now. Oh, what happened to these poor children? I want to go home. Sister, we probably aren't going to go back to our old house anymore. Try to think of this place as your new home. How can you even call this place home? It's too different from our real home, and there's no mom. Well, what if we said Carmen was our new mom then? No. This isn't the same at all. Let me go home, please. Enoch, why do you keep trying to participate in those weird experiments? You know we don't have to. Besides, Carmen told us that we didn't have to worry about anything here, too. Of course, it'd be really fun to spend time with you here without a care in the world. Sometimes I imagine a future like that. It would be a very happy one. But how would we be able to find meaning in our lives there? There are children abandoned in the outskirts who were dying every day. We were only able to live on thanks to an unexpected turn of events. Settling for simple comfort in this place is not what I was born to do. And it shouldn't be either. Your words are too hard for me. Why do you have so many thoughts on your mind? They say too much thinking might make you a weird person. You know, Lisa, I think I've always been sad. I never loved my own life for even a second. You're too young to be thinking these things. How old are you two? Like 10? Maybe 12? How nice would it be to live in a happy world next time? Enoch, are you hurt? No, it doesn't hurt one bit. Please don't be sad. I know something good will happen next time. It seems you're awake. You are in Lobotomy Corporation, and I am the one who woke you. The both of you are Tipperith. You will be working as my assistants, helping me with amazing work from here on out. Why do we have the same name? Because there is no point in distinguishing between you two. Hi, nice to meet you, Tipperith. I keep making silly mistakes, Tipperith. Don't worry, I'll help you. I'm sure you'll be fine on your own pretty soon. We made it so far. The other Sephiroth wouldn't have dreamed of working this fast. We might be even better partners than we thought. Yeah, I think so too. I wonder, why do we exist here? Why do you worry about that? We're a part of Central Command Department, and we're sitting on a mountain of work to do. We just need to focus on the task at hand. We're radically different from normal machines. I think about you, and you think about me. We both ponder about things, feel pain, and recognize our own existence. There must be some reason for it. Be careful, Tipperith. If Miss Angela finds out you're wondering about things like that, she won't be happy about it. Lady Angela, what will happen to Tipperith? His first shutdown, I think. Apart from the fact that his condition is abnormal, his excessive questioning will affect the manager's duties as well. Since this behavior is unacceptable under any circumstances, I'll have to reset him to the default status now. Don't worry, you'll be alright. You're simply going back to your first day at the company. But Lady Angela, Tipworth has spent so much time with me. You're really starting to act like a child now, Tipworth. Why don't you say your goodbyes then? Though you two will meet again soon anyway. Tipworth, I'm sorry. Tipworth, why are you crying, Tipworth? I'm sorry. I couldn't do anything for you. Please don't be sad. I know something good will happen next time. Yeah. You're here. Hello, Tipworth. Sometimes, I spend my time here. It makes me think about a lot of things. Oh no. Tipworth always looked at the world one step ahead of me. He was seeing his own world that I will never come to know. We were always next to each other, but in reality, we were never truly together. Do you know that feeling of missing someone, even though they're standing right beside you? Yeah, I do. I know the feeling of people changing, and not for the better, and you losing the friend that you thought you had. I don't care at all about the meaning or purpose of existence that Tipworth talked about. I just wanted the two of us to happily stay together here. That was all. But this place won't allow us to have even that small luxury. There are countless other of Tipworth's dead bodies piled up here. Can't you see? I'm standing here stepping on their remains, trampling over all the memories, reminiscences, and time that I spent with Tipworth. I'm standing on top of it right now, but I still don't get it. I still can't reach the world Tipworth saw. I sing the song of our hometown and mourn for Tipworth even though this will never reach him. Care to join me? Tipworth, what are you doing here? Just reminiscing on old memories. What memories? The good old days, when we were together. You're right, we had lots of fun together. Come back to me soon, Tipworth. I'll be reading the rest of the report. I will. You can replace the machine and transfer the key memories all you want. But that still won't bring back the Tipworth I knew. Does that really matter, though? Tipworth will continue to smile at you, and he'll spend time with you just like before. Kindly refrain from bringing up such wasteful matters, Tipworth. It's completely meaningless here. I don't really like you. The new manager would always have some kind of influence on Tipworth, and that would eventually lead to yet another breakdown. It will be the same time and time again. You will discard Tipworth again and again, and he will stray further and further from what he used to be. What I'm scared of most is seeing Tipworth burned to a husk, worn down from all those overloads and resets. For now, he can at least look normal and talk with me, pretending to feel nostalgia for the old memories that we were forcefully added back. But he's been getting more and more unstable. As a matter of fact, we're basically pumping electricity into a machine that's already teetering to keep it running. You can make as many copies as you want of his body, but he only has one soul. His one and only soul. And look what we've done to it. Let me ask you a favor. Let me ask you a favor. You've been good at doing favors for me so far. You should be able to manage this one. Could you get rid of Tipworth? Permanently. Oh, sure, I understand. Better to end it than continue with his suffering. Angela would say that there's a reason for the two of us working here together. She'd say that we are two, yet one. but I can handle the Central Command Department all by myself. I proved myself a long time ago. Please let Tipperith rest in peace, as if I were alone from the beginning before it gets any worse. Oh, wow, we're unable to say anything. I've been suspecting that we are actually a machine as well. Perhaps we represent A, and perhaps Angela doesn't let us respond here. Why aren't you saying anything? In fact, Lady Angela doesn't care about us at all. Whether there's one Tipperith or two, whether one just became a moving piece of useless scrap for whatever reason, or if one were overloaded and dumped on top of countless other discarded Tipperith left to melt in the storage, she wouldn't care. But you're different. You're supposed to be different. There were many abandoned children in the outskirts. These children were one of the many end results of countless conflicts among the wings within the city. Aside from disease and hunger, the most frightening enemy for the children were the ones referred to as the sweepers. The sweepers usually preyed upon the children, but sometimes they would accompany them. Both were worst-case scenarios for the children. One fixer of ours was exploring the outskirts and came across those children. We could easily guess why she bothered to report her findings to us. We also figured that she had spent quite a bit of time agonizing over whether to report it or not. Carmen personally asked her to bring the children here. To take 2 children into the city from the outskirts required an extremely complicated procedure, but no one complained. The 2 children didn't look like siblings, but they depended on each other even more so than siblings by blood do. The girl was easily frightened and wouldn't open up very much to us. However, the boy started to show interest in our experiment. I saw it in his eyes. He had already seen and experienced so much of this world's despair and misfortune. His eyes no longer looked like those of a child. Please allow me to participate in the experiment, he said. Carmen spent many nights thinking about his earnest request. Then, finally, we approved his participation. Where did we want to go while holding a child's hand? You should have been the one to die. Yeah, I should have died. Lisa's vicious mumbling luckily had no weight to it. But I knew one thing. I knew Carmen's answer was sincere. Ever since that day, her wound quietly deepened. God, it's so hard reading some of these without crying. Oh my god. Oh my god, poor Tipperith. Oh. I don't want to know what happened to Gabora and Chesed. I just don't care. I'm sorry, I care overly much. I don't want to know what all agonizing suffering they've gone through to bring them to this place. God. Netlock synchronization completed. The regenerator will heal all employees anywhere in the department. Those in the hallways will be healed with 50% efficiency. The department in which the suppression took place will no longer be influenced by Quilploth meltdowns. Oh! Oh! We've done so well, we're not allowed to do Tipperith's suppression. We need to be past day 37. Well, it doesn't matter. We're going to reset back to day 31. Okay. It does kind of change things slightly for me, because I thought I'd be resetting to day 31. Day 31 gets done, and then we do Tipperit's course suppression, but she's not around yet. So I think what we'll do instead is we will still reset to day 31. We'll do For the Aftermath 2. While at the same time trying to fish for an ALF abnormality. And if we don't get one, then we'll just reset again, and we'll complete the next quest. And we can reset again for the Purpose of Pain 2. Okay, so my mind's made up. We're still going to reset back to the memory repository. So before we do that, do we have any other PE boxes to spend on anything here? I know we sent two people to their deaths. Yes! And now we've learned everything there is to know about We Can Change Anything. Okay, good. So we no longer have to hire people to die to that mission. God, it's awful. All right, I did send someone who died with the fairy armor. I sent someone who died with one Sin's armor. I didn't give them any weapons. All the other abnormalities don't have anything we can unlock anymore. We have nothing left around in the Tin Man. We don't have enough for the King of Greed. It's an interesting name for her. I wonder if this is card related, because we have a knight here, and I know about the Queen of Hatred. So that's a king, a knight, and a king, a queen, and a knight, and they're all girls. Is there a Jack? There must be a Jack. And it's probably a girl as well, is my guess. That's interesting. I just realized that she has a horn coming out of her head on this side, and horns or spikes coming out of her face on this side. Where over here she has a bit of a crown on her head. She probably changes her form when she escapes, is my guess. Okay. Alright, well, I'm babbling, everyone. Let's go ahead and see what happens if I rewind to the memory repository. The current abnormality, encyclopedia, and EGO list will be saved. Would you like to rewind to the memory repository? Before I do that, $161 PE boxes on Night of Despair. I'm under the impression we keep them, but maybe that's not the case. We only get to keep what we unlocked, and we go back to whatever the normal amount was back for that on day 31. All right, well, we're doing it anyway. I would like to know how this works. Let's do it. Oh, by the way, I think we also complete the status of all of our quests, so we will not have to redo Netzox. And we have likewise completed Tipperit's requirements. We won't have to watch that unfold again. I think. We're about to find out together. This is my first time doing this. Okay, yep. So all the early quests are completed. I do not have the two new hires I had hired earlier. 161. We still have the PE boxes from her as well. And all the information about these has been kept. Alright. Oh, interesting. My training team, however, is set up as if I was going to attempt to do Hod's mission. Right? All of them were over here. And the EGO assignments have been undone a bit. I'm pretty sure I moved equipment around. Oh, wow, yeah, Tim. For some reason, it's going to be so weird for me. I thought I would have another abnormality to study, but no, Tim, you don't. In fact, you have more abnormalities than you should have on this day. that right? No. No, Tim. No. This is the correct amount. You picked up the King of Greed on day 31. You picked up the weird abnormality, and then you just grabbed... Oh, I didn't look at the train. Darn it. I should look at the train. Oh, well. Let me quickly save this by going to begin management. And then retry the day. All right, everyone. So, well, that does it for us. I think I don't want to talk about Tipperit's thing or Netzok's stories. God, it's just so depressing. God, I feel so bad for these poor robots. Poor robots. Oh, it's awful. All right, but I will stop here. I will say thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one, where we will be attempting to do For the Aftermath 2. So I'll see you guys then, and take care, everyone.